Okay, we're live and happening. So again, Pat Chambers, Coventry. Coventry looks to be one of the better products that we're going to have. And extremely stable, and then extreme growth. Business with in terms of writing business. I'd really like to see us just rock the world. Let's go with it. Hopefully, the audio is good for those on the website or on the web. Hang on.
That he can't hear shit either. Want some toilet paper? I know what happened to it. Bless you.
I didn't start sneezing, so I did that stuff.
I know. It made me swallow weird.
It doesn't taste good.
No.
I've heard about those things.
Okay, hopefully this is going to be better for the audio. So, hang everybody. People on those. So, and you're coming through here, and we just won't get too many questions from the end of the hallway here. Okay. All right. So hopefully that improved the audio, everyone. So we'll just keep going as best we can here.
After the certification portion, you have 3 chances to take the test, right? first, if you miss it the third time, you gotta pay for it again. You know, we're offering our services, our expertise to help you through that third time if it does come to that, as well as the office too. So on the core and PDP, MAPD, again, that's 3 chances also, right? And if fail on any one of those on the third chance, you can't sell the Coventry for 2017. So please, if you don't get it through twice, 2 times, stop. Go on, stop, call myself or Daryl, and you know, we'll sit down with you. Just you take a test, but we have us as a resource just in case.
Where I think we've got everybody through AETNA and all their certifications for AETNA Coventry, so everybody should be good in that regard.
A couple hands that weren't there yet, but okay, so to continue on. Okay, so again, AETNA 3 years ago merged with acquired Coventry. Our product name is still Coventry, the company AETNA. Obviously, AETNA gave us a larger budget to work with, and knows our benefits have been very stable the last couple of years. And that's, you know, partly due to not only our operations in the Kansas City area that put our plans together, but with AETNA's help, we were able to stabilize those plans. And as some of you saw, our plans are very stable, if not a little bit better, for 2017. Some of the products that we have in our service area, our 4-state footprint, which is West Missouri, Kansas, Arkansas, Oklahoma. If you're licensed to sell Heartland, you're licensed to sell, you know, opportunity to sell all those states. Just have to make sure you have a state license for those states, and then you give that to us so we can get your appointment done with the state. But the product that you will see in our area is the Coventry Advancer Plan. We do not have any AETNA Advancer plans in our service area. So we have the First Health Coventry Part D, as well as the AETNA Part D plans. Print across the country, I'm going to mostly concentrate on the Heartland area, as we said. Okay, so our PPO is at a 4.5 star, 4.5 out of 5. We're trying to that 5 star. Obviously, if we get to the 5 star, it's open enrollment all year round. We expect our HMO start to go up. And the one ways that can get to that the higher star rating on the HMO is last year we changed plan name from 509 to 608. That happening, and you know, commissions were paid up front because it was a plan change in our system. Well, we're going to do the same thing on our HMO, but they assure that the commission issue will be fixed. You're not getting everything up front again. You're just going to get the as earned for your existing HMO business. And with that change, we'll have a higher star rating also for our HMO. So see the different plan names change. This is what's going on. The handout that we gave you last time and the handouts I'm going to give you again today will reflect those new or plan numbers. And part of I just discussed, we have the 2 Coventry plans, and then the AETNA PDP. Some have, you know, 0 deductibles. Order your kits. Speaking of kits, you are able to order your kits now, pre-orders, if you are ready to sell. So again, that email that says Plan PDP, if you do that, please go into the broker portal, broker.cvty.com, and order kits now. First come, first serve. So whoever ordered their kits first are going to get theirs first. We ordered some for the Kansas City market also, as we do every year. So if you don't have kits on 10/1, you know, give me a call. I've ordered a bunch for Daryl. A lot of those kits from across our service area will be coming to Daryl also around 10/1 or so.
Yeah, we'll be supply room stocked with everything here, so you need something you haven't ordered yet, we'll definitely have it.
I'm going to concentrate on the Medicare Advantage plans, but we do have, obviously, the benefits on the Medicare Part D plans. Again, if you want Daryl, I can send you this presentation. You can send out with the details for the Part D. Okay, let's talk about pharmacies. So with Coventry, we had 60,000 pharmacies in our network. Now at AETNA, we still have those 60,000 pharmacies across the country, retail pharmacies that are in network. But we have preferred pharmacy status versus standard pharmacy status. If you prefer pharmacy, there are discounted prices as far as tier copays. Standard a little bit higher. There's about 20,000 preferred pharmacies across the United States. But as you can see in our service area by the highlighted in red, Costco's, Hy-Vee, Kmart is actually new this year as a preferred pharmacy. But we have, as far as Price Chopper, it has a little asterisk next to it. Not every Price Chopper is a preferred. So I can get those resources out. So you have a list of the preferred pharmacies. Walmart, of course, these are national chains. The biggest national chain that's not a preferred but is a standard pharmacy is CVS. So encourage your members, people you talk to, if they have prescriptions at CVS, encourage them to go to Walgreens, Walmart, Hy-Vee, In-House, Kmart, Costco. Costco has the best prices in town for drugs. So if you have a lot of people that have a lot of medications and they're going to hit that donut hole, Costco has the most inexpensive medications because that's what it is to the donut hole. Covers out not only their copay, but actually the cost of the drug. So keep, please. Moving on. Okay, so last year we had 2 formularies, which was kind of confusing. We had a formulary for our general area, and then we had a separate formulary for Topeka. How many people actually go to Topeka? Okay, people are we'll go through the Topeka plan, which actually got a lot better this year also. But there's a formulary across the whole service area. Formularies are not available to order yet, but again, I do have a PDF of that, which I'll be happy to share. Your upline here for Daryl, so he would have access to that right now. There were some tier changes on some of the medications. We did have expansion with the preferred generics in Tier 1, so it increased by 15%, and Tier 2 increased by 55%. I'll point this out, and it is going to be in the packet also. We'll have a little form in the packet. It'll have the most commonly used drugs and where they are in our system, in our formulary. So covering 9 out of the 10 top drugs. So please at the summary benefits to check that out as a selling tool for you. I'll say here, the shingles, for example, was always been a Tier 4 medication. This year it's going to go to Tier 3. So instead of $100 out of their pocket, it's going to be $47 out of their pocket. So, and of course, with all of our drug plans on the Medicare Advantage, there's no deductibles. On Tier 3 and 4, some of the other plans have deductibles on their plans on 3, 4, maybe 5. We don't need deductibles at all. Okay. As you can see our footprint, there are some changes this year, highlights of those changes. Allen County, which is hard to see at home, but Allen County is way over here. Last year was tied to the Joplin benefits. This year it's going to be tied to the Kansas City benefits. So it's gone from a premium plan to a $0 or $40 PPO plus plan. So say if you have any members in Allen County, those members will be getting a service area reduction letter. The plan they currently have is going away. So you actually have to rewrite them into the $0 or the $40 PPO plus plan. This is for 2017. It's for our service area reduction. Phelps and Filling on the, let me grab this to make sure, in the Springfield area. way also, we were just not able to, did I take it out? I think it's, oh, here it is. So those counties again are, Phelps and Pulaski, Pulaski counties, which are eastern part of, our service area. We were not able to keep the network, provider network adequacy together there. We're missing one doctor, so CMS had us, remove ourselves from that plan. There are other plans in there. I don't know how they kept the network adequacy, and we'll find later, but we're not able to do that. There are no expansions for 2017. We are working on expansions, but at the time there's no expansions. Moving on. Okay. I would say that our HMO in the Kansas City area is a traditional HMO. It's an open access HMO. So the difference between traditional HMO and open access. Some plans in Kansas City have gatekeepers. You go to your primary care physician before you can be referred to a specialist. With our open access HMO, you can go straight to the specialist. You don't have to go to your primary care physician first to get the referral. So that's the difference between our plan and some of the other plans here in Kansas City. We HMO point of service, but it's down in our Springfield area. Anybody sell down in Springfield area? Okay. So mostly Kansas City people, great. Next in our with the PPO, which of course we have a network, pretty large network of PPO providers, and with the the PPO network, you can go that network if you choose to. Moving on. So what are we going to continue in 2017? Well, we're going to keep that $0 plan, very stable. The Tier 1 for 9-day supply is going to be a $0 at a preferred pharmacy on plans and no Part D deductibles. So let's do that just real quick here. To go through the benefits, I'll show you exactly where it is. The preferred pharmacies. Remember the preferred pharmacies? You remember last year where we had mail order and it was not preferred, right? So in 2017, we're actually changing to AETNA mail order with a preferred pharmacy. So if they're on a Tier 1 and they order through AETNA mail order, it's going to be at the preferred cost, or 90 days at a $0 copay on select plans. And we'll go through those plans. So change. Last year there was no mail order. There was mail order, but it's standard cost versus the preferred cost. Of course, as always, our diabetic supplies, specifically the LifeScan the diabetic meters are $0 copay to the members. If the member is using another, a diabetic test meter, I would actually encourage them to use this LifeScan or One Touch. It's them. The supplies, the test strips, the lancets, those are also $0 copay. If they use another brand, are they upkeeping or buying their test meter, but they're paying 20% on their test strips and lancets. So if they use our preferred vendor, our preferred scan, One Touch meters, $0 cost. Change in silver sneakers, obviously that's still in. Some plans do have a preventive reimbursement on dental, like I did last year, and actually the amounts have gone up. And then we have the OSB, which I'll go through that again. Now, of course, as I explained, we have the extensive network of hospitals, doctors, in both our HMO and PPO. For 17, we do have gap coverage now in Tiers 1 and Tier 2. So obviously there was no gap coverage at all. So they're going to continue to pay that copay. So in Tier 1 medication, for example, going preferred pharmacy or using the AETNA mail order, which is a 90-day at $0, right? They're going to still get that $0 copay for the 90-day supplies on Tier 1 in the coverage gap. Not all plans, just some of the plans, but on our broker user guide, So full explain which plans those are available on. We have a new OTC benefit. I'll go through that information. There's a slide down there. Our diagnostic procedures changed from 20% to a copay. So instead of an amount that might not be known when they go to get that plan, they're going to know exactly what that copay is going to be for 2017. New this year is the observation. Past Medicare and hospitals didn't always belong together. Had a Medicare recipient to go to the emergency room, and the hospital would put them in observation instead of admitting them to the hospital. One of the reasons the hospital wouldn't admit them is because if that person, if they admitted them and then they had a relapse, a reoccurrence, and they came back to the hospital, then they wouldn't pay them anything for those services. So the hospital started putting them in observation. Let's observe them for 1 or 3 days before we admit them to make sure they are truly admittable. So that was an issue with Medicare and the hospitals over the last couple of years. So we have decided, and then what we did last year is if they went into observation, it would be an outpatient copay. If they had an MRI, then they'd have a 20% diagnostic test. If they saw the specialist, it'd be a copay, a copay, a copay. That's how, we companies did it last year. This year, we have decided to just make it an observation copay. Emergency room, they go to observation. Day for up to 3 days is usually what observation is. They're to pay the one flat copay. So, and the copay is going to be associated with the hospital inpatient copay. So, for example, they're in a plan that there's a $300 copay on the inpatient. Their observation, whether it be an hour, whether it be 1 day, whether it be 3 days, is going to be that $300 copay in that example. And that will cover the patient, that will cover the MRIs, the doctors, everything is going to, just like inpatient, is going to be covered under that one copay. If there's a hospital from there, then that copay that they paid for their observation, that will count as the first day, not 1, 2, or 3, but the first day of the inpatient. So our members are being protected by the observation copay. I see back in the room.
They go to emergency.
Right.
Less than 5, but it's called 75, because that's it. 75. And then their observations for 2 days. So do they do 75 and the 300, or does 75 go away when they go to observation?
They pay the highest level of service. So, for example, your question, their emergency room, $75 copay. Then they're admitted to the hospital, $300 a day. That $75 copay is going to be waived. And they're same thing. So if they're an emergency and they go to observation, that 75 is waived, and they just pay the observation copay. Paying the higher of the services rendered. Our copay of the center of services rendered.
So just as a clarification there, because at the meeting a couple of weeks ago, it sounded as though they would pay $300 if they were there for 3 days for all 300 a day for all 3 days, so a total of 900.
It'll be $300 for those 3 days.
If somebody gets out with observation only and they send them home, then that's better than even being admitted.
Well, it depends on what they need.
Right.
Out of their pocket, yeah, it'd be $300 in this scenario for 1 to 3 days of the observation. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's one of our new things for 2017 that we're very proud of. And by looking at the other benefits out there, I think we're ahead of the game on this. I don't think anybody else has addressed this or have a similar benefit to us. Of course, our lower premiums. We went over the preferred pharmacy network, change service area, good and bad, and they're there. So I'm going to continue on. The OSB, just real quick. So basically the premium, the only thing changed, the premium went up $1 or $2. It's going to be different from the HMO, the PPO. Last year was 14 and 29, right? So for the HMO, it's 15 and 30, or the PPO is 17 and 32. It's the exact same. Remember, this is network driven. So you have to go to our website and find the dental provider that'd be a network. Max network, by the way. So if they're except Dentamax, they're most likely going to be in our network. The services rendered, just to get this straight, get the dental benefit, so that they go to the dentist, perform the services, the in-network dentist does. There is out-of-network benefit. So to a provider that's out-of-network, it's got a network. Whether it's the PO or the HMO plan, it doesn't matter. So the two oral exams, one bite wing, not panoramic, not full. So the full panel of x-rays, it's just the bite wing. Keep that in mind, I see that all the time. And I also see periodontal clinics, submitted, and those aren't paid. Just the general clean is paid. This is on top of that at a 50-50. So they pay 50%, we pay 50% after their $50 deductible would be the 2 fillings, 2 extractions, a crown bridge re-cement. You see that re-cement part, they just see crown or bridge. So the re-cement of those are the emergency treatment for pain. Benefit on our eyeglasses, 20% on the hardware, no deductible with a maximum benefit of $250 for the year. Any questions on the OSB? Great. So everything network driven. So go to the Sabotage. They would go to the state eye, the facilities that are in network, and you can find those facilities, those optometrists, ophthalmologists in our provider search. An OSB benefit. So the OSB benefit we're trying out, we're dipping our toe in it this year. We haven't had it before. Some of the competitors have, so we're trying it out too. It's vitamins and supplements and pain over-the-counter type pain medications. Now it's not a huge number list, and they'll get a list of this. I'm just showing you a couple of examples here. They'll list in their summary benefit and their annual notice of change and to get into this program. But basically, it's $10 a month. When the counter is kind of misleading because they can't really go to a pharmacy and get it, they have to order it through this mail order provider. They can actually call in, they can send in a list, whatever they need to do, but it's not, you can't go to Hy-Vee and get it. You have to use this vendor. As you can see by the price here, this is rough, they'll get the prices, but it's not sample packs. We have a 50 can of ibuprofen at $4.49. They get $1 a month, and these are our HMO plans, not the people, but the HMO plans. It's a month, not $10.01, not $10.40, and they can pay the 40 cents or the 1 cent. It's just up to $10. We make it simple at this point. So if they get one item and it's $7.49, they're done for the year unless they can combine 2 up to $10.99 or $10 exactly. So keep that in mind, they can't pay the extra. It's $10. Matt? Yes.
Does this also include the HMOs that we sell to veterans without a drug plan?
We'll check that out, because I'll head on there. But when we get to the benefits, we'll see if the OTC is on that one too. Okay, network. Next in the network, actually I'm wrong. There is a change to the network. We have increased our network, especially in North River, with a Mosaic. So there's about 150 providers, but the specialists, the department physicians, there's some clinics up there that are going to be in network for 2017. North of River, that's going to be a big deal because they're getting a growing presence in the river. Hopefully sometime in the near future, maybe we get St. Joe in there, because obviously Mosaic is owned by the Heartland Hospital, St. Joe, Missouri. So with that, not for this year, hopefully for next year. If you need to find a provider, go to country-managedcare.com, very top of the page says find a provider. From there, you can look up doctors and hospitals. You can look up mental health providers, dental providers, as well as Coventry-Medicare.com. Just how you locate a provider. Again, same page. Look at her, you can find the pharmacies in there. Am I good? Okay. Yes. Okay, good question. So in our PO, we have every hospital in town. We got them all. Yeah, every hospital in town is in our PPO. I'm talking about Kansas City area here, because mostly, it seems like the table's mostly Kansas City here. The hospitals are not, okay, got every hospital, right?
In the PPO.
In the PPO. So our HMO, obviously, the principle of an HMO is smaller network, lower co-pays. So, we're going to look at that. Low copay, smaller network. So the providers are not included, hospitals that are not included in the HMO are the Saints. St. Louis, St. Mary, St. Joseph. Those are only, okay? And the other hospital, there's 4 of them, that is not included in the HMO, but the PPO is Shawnee Mission. So you got Luke, Mary, Joseph, and then that, all the other hospitals in town are in the HMO network.
That includes the Liberty Hospital north of the river.
Liberty, North City, St. Luke's North,
Truman.
in the network. Now remember Truman. Truman is a teaching. There's a lot of volunteer doctors, right? At Truman. The hospital itself is in network. The nurse might not be in network because a lot of doctors are, I don't want to say territory, but they work at other places and come in and volunteer, right? So I would be very careful on the doctors. The facility itself, yes, it's in network on the HMO and the PPO. It's, yes. 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 Okay. Right in 2017, I hit on this a little bit. You know, please make sure that you're ready, you go into the site, complete everything now. 10-1, it's going to be really crazy in my office, and I might not be able to give you the dedicated, personal treatment that I can right now. Today, or this week, is kind of the calm before the storm. We've done all our prep work. Kits are ordered now. We're doing a couple trainings here and there, meeting with brokers, talking to brokers, answering the questions. But when 10-1 hits, our office is responsible for, we're doing AETNA meetings every day before AEP. AETNA meetings is where we meet with our current members. We invite them. There's no brokers in the room. It's just us, and we're just explaining the benefits for them. So hopefully, we're going to discourage them by giving them information from coming to our sales seminars. We don't want your members in our sales seminars. We want members in our sales seminars. So keep that in mind. So that, I'm personally in charge of organizing, dispersing about 280 seminars in AEP, and then we will be attending those seminars too. So I'll not be in the office every day. Springfield, Joplin, and Kansas City, Topeka is what I'm responsible for. So I will give you all the help I can. I have now. So please take advantage of that now. Of course, if you haven't contracted or you're changing contracts, new contracting, changing uplines needs to be submitted and completed by 10/15. That's more thorough than the people in the room. Keep going. Ready to follow the background check. Again, you guys are contracted already with Coventry, so we don't order background checks just when you're changing uplines.
And just to kind of clarify again, as far as the certification, I think most everybody has got all of their AETNA Coventry stuff done. There might be a few that are still kind of out there. This Friday is the last regularly scheduled open house if you need guidance on navigating all the websites for your certification. So if you hang out there still struggling, want to come in Friday from 9 to 3, anytime, or 9 to 4, anytime during the day. Conference room will be all set up, and Trish and I will be get you where you need to go and make sure you get everything done. After that, if you need help certifying, as far as the website navigation, what have you, we do have 2 conference rooms or offices here in the building. Desk, computer, the whole thing, close the door, so that way, you can just come in and, you may not have as much hands-on, in that regard, but you can come in if you're having issues, and I know many people struggle with, the computers and what have you like that, so, we will get you through everything that you need to do. We'll make sure you get to the right sites and that you don't have computer issues with Chrome or pop-up blockers turned on and all that kind of stuff, so.
Your resources. So, again, with our Coventry product, last several years, ever since I'm here, you had access to the brokercvty.com, the broker portal. It's still available for 2017. Obviously, with AETNA, being the big, it's funny, the product. They're slowly, this year they're taking, it's a pretty big step this year, but they're slowly phasing out the broker portal. The portal is still available for 2017, but the shadow of itself, so all those different pages, you basically got your one page. But in the broker portal, you can still access your tracker. You order kits through there. You can get your ABN card on there. You can request the Ascend mobile application. So you still have that. But we're trying to get everyone, and I'm sure you see many, many emails about the producer world, but if you go to producer world, all that stuff is in the producer world also. But not Medicare, but for the individual market, for the group markets, it's all there in the producer world. There's little tabs, so you can click on individual Medicare, and you'll see all this stuff in there also. I am finding myself, even though I'm a legacy Coventry person, I'm finding myself not into the broker portal anymore, but just going to the broker producer world, because there's so many more resources in that site than there is. And it's easier to navigate, I will say that. The broker portal, if anybody's been on the broker portal the last couple of years, every time I went in it, I got lost. I've been in that thing so many times, and I still get lost. Producer is so much easier to understand and navigate your way through that. As you can see by this list of items in here, especially compliant resources, I would definitely check those out. Read through once, maybe twice. We want you to be compliant. You definitely want to be compliant. If you have questions on anything that's in there, well, give me a call. I'll be happy to sit down with you and go through those compliant issues or resources with you. Yes.
On that permission to contact form, can you explain, really are we using that?
With the AETNA thing, we really haven't been using the permission to contact. The permission to contact form, we see that a lot, and you had mentioned Walmart. So a booth at Walmart, and they fill out that form that just gives like a mailer card. Some agencies in town that use that pretty well. Basically, they send the card out, permission to contact, they mail it in, they just call the person. It's a scope of appointment where you have a defined appointment with them to talk about specific information. It's just they're giving you permission to give them a call. So in there, I would definitely use that if you are doing any booths anywhere, Walmart, Hy-Vee, those places that you might have set up. Okay? Means as in a sales seminar? Yeah, I would definitely use one. Especially seminars that we're putting on, those people have RSVP, so that's their telephonic scope to us. But a lot of people just show up at a seminar. They start adding the newspaper, they show up, and we want to contact them afterwards. So yeah, this year we will ask our seminar presenters to use that permission to contact form also. To answer your question, yes, it's better than say sorry, right? Well, if you have a specific appointment set up, then you would use the scope. Go to the scope, and that's That's just not to contact anytime you want. I think that's what when it first came out, people used that scope and says, well, I got 30 days, 6 days, 90 days to contact this person anytime I want to. That's not the purpose of a scope. A scope is for a specific date, time, project. The permission to contact, that's your permission to contact them by phone or mail or whatever, throughout those 90 days. Yes?
When you're doing an AETNA review with your, clients, do you use the scope for that? I mean, I always have.
No, we're not. Say that with our ANOC or annual notes of change meetings, those are actually calling in an RSVP. Again, we have that telephonic scope that you're calling to a call center and then coming in from there.
So your question, Trish, no, if you're doing a one-on-one meeting with your clients to review their changes and their benefits, what I'm hearing is you do not need a scope because you're not selling, you're reviewing what they already have.
Let's continue on. I know time is in essence here. If you do have any, say you want a file, contact Daryl. Daryl contact me to get the file. There's a certain format, but basically I just need, date, time, phone number, and the number of seats, for example, and the contact person at the venue. Okay, so like last year, last couple of years, we need to be compliant. And the way that you can do that and see yourself is by using our either PowerPoint presentation that covers all of the compliance pieces that CM will be looking for, but better yet, especially using the Send application, or if you're just using a laptop and you download it, there's a compliance video. It's about minutes. It gives almost every single one of the compliance issues. Basically, you start your meeting. Let's do a little video about Coventry, and here, 12 minutes later, then you can actually go in and start selling the benefits. Not only help you with the compliant part of it, but it reduces the time that's sitting with that person. When we started this in our seminars, and when we were using a seminar with a paper presentation, 2 hours long. But last year when we started, 2 years ago, and then last year we started using the video, they're like 40 minutes. So I highly recommend that you use the video presentation. Emails will be going out soon to brokers. Say, here's the link, download it. Please put it on your laptop. Please use that compliant video. It just keeps us all out of the hot water with CMS. Hasn't done really any secret shopping for this is the second year. Haven't done anything. CMS is in our backyard. I mean, they're right here in Kansas City. I don't know what they're going to do this year, if they're going to come out in force because they haven't done this 2 years or not. But we're trying to protect ourselves, and I want you to protect yourself by using these compliant tools. Okay. So October 1, you can't talk about benefits. You have those benefits in your hand. I really want to tell my members what these benefits are, so hopefully they don't move, and I can just get that out of the way so I can go sell new. Retain the business where it is, let's sell people. Do that until 10/1. None of the lands can do that with their members or potential members. You can start 10/1, you can start presenting, selling, seminars, whatever you need to do to get in front of people. Please don't take that application out of their hands until 10/15. So you can fill the application with them. 10/1, you meet with a person, you fill the application, they send you your AWN, agent writing number on there only. Use that application with them. I would just fold it up, put it in an envelope, put it on their refrigerator or something. And then in 15, you can either call them or go and get the application. said that you only want your AWN on there, because if you sign that application, and we read on 1014, you're not getting paid on that business. You slid that and received that application prior to 1015. So it's just put your AWN on the signature page, but also new this year will be on the front of the page. When I say new, it's actually old. Last year they took it off, but at the top of the page will be a slot for an AWN number again, so you can add that there. Yes, I'll pass that out.
Oh, you have?
I haven't yet.
You don't give, is there any chance we can get copies of the slide master?
Yeah, so again, I'll send this to Daryl along with the preferred pharmacies, formulary, this presentation, and an electronic copy of the broker user guide, all to Daryl, and he can disperse it out to his people. Okay, just agent oversight, responsibility, compliance with abuse, which you're all doing, right? To resources. These are some links. Again, broker portal, the online tools. You can see the pharmacy. So I've already gone through a lot of this information already in the presentation. It's actually, I believe it's a hot link in there. You just click on the link for the presentation. It'll take you wherever.
Could you look over that last screen real quick?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Ascend. I know that we talked about Ascend at one time, several months ago. The Ascend application is a big push by Aetna. I don't know if you know this, but we've gone to centralized processing for the Harlan area. So in a year, we've had a team, a huge of people down at our Springfield office that would actually process the application. You have an application, they'd look at it, make sure nothing was missing. If there was a call from, Nancy, Joyce, or Jamie, or one of the temps down there, right? So you have that crunch this year. It's going to centralized processing. Most of those applications are scanned with a computer, and it's a faster enrollment process. What's going to hold up that process is handwriting. Make sure that when you write down the name, the address, the Medicare number, the end-stage renal, is a little box you might want to know. So make sure it's legible. Because again, a computer is scanning this. If it's legible, it's going to kick it out, going under our pending, and every pending files during AEP, we probably get like 20 to 50 a day. New apps come in. I've had going to 1,000 a day across the country. I don't want applications to be one of those thousands, because if it's pended, it's not going into enrollment, you're getting enrolled as fast, you're not getting, paid as fast also. So the key point is legibility, or use the Ascend mobile application, electronic application. Everything is typed in. It won't let you complete the application unless everything is typed in. If you need access to that, and I know Daryl had discussed that with you guys, you need to go to the broker portal, again, to request access to the Ascend application. You can call broker services at 866-714-9301, and they can get you access. Now, after you request access, it still takes about a week for 2 to 7 days for the process. But once it's done, you get an email with a link to a site. From there, set up your profile. There's videos on how to use it, like YouTube video links on how to use the Ascend application. Of course, we can do with that too. Again, with the centralized processing, typo is going to be an issue. There's a lot of applications going into this. Several fax numbers, just not one fax number. So they're afraid that, I'm going to have to wait, get a busy signal. There's going to be a bank of fax numbers that feeds into the centralized processing. I understand paper. I paper myself. If I want to have that piece, something to take away, something to give to them. But the Send Mobile application, you actually would, especially on the laptop, it's really, really easy. iPad, iOS. But with the laptop, you can actually print down an electronic copy of the application. You can save it into your file. It doesn't look like a paper application. It just looks like data, but all the data is still there. Keep that in mind. You do have to be connected to the internet. You cannot take the application, take 4 applications, go back home, and then upload them once you're hooked up. So you need to have a hotspot. Why? You don't know how comfortable you would be. I don't know. I wouldn't be very comfortable asking, a person in the house, can I use your Wi-Fi? You have to be prepared by having your hotspots available for you.
And on that subject, if y'all have a smartphone, whether it's a Windows or an iPhone, you have a mobile hotspot capability on that phone, okay? If you don't know how to use it, see Trish, we will show you. It's incredibly simple, okay? The other thing is, I've heard people get really worried. I only have 2 gigs of data on my Verizon phone or my whatever. Folks, unless you're watching videos, because the data you need to access the internet for these types of applications is minuscule. You will go over your data. And guess what? If you do, if you're like mine, on my Zoom, if I go over my data, it's an extra $10 for 2 more gigs. Not a big deal. Be afraid of it. If you need help knowing how to turn on the Wi-Fi hotspot or what have you, get with us. We'll get you showing. It's incredibly easy.
Thank you. In order to use the Send Mobile application, you need to be ready to sell for 2017. So if you're in 16 and you're requesting it now, you're not going to get it until you're ready for 17. Yes.
Do you need special encryption on your computer, or is the site?
No, you're going to a website, logging into that website. So, no.
So you don't have to worry about that.
No, and there's no electronic signatures, so you don't have a signature pad. Basically, there's a button when in the enrollment part, or disclaimer, you read the disclaimer, or the member of the disclaimer, and I recommend to take any responsibility off you, that you move over and let them click the button. That way,
How do they get a copy of their application?
well, you send it to them, the electronic copy that you can download.
But they also get a copy of their application when they get their when they get their enrollment.
Not the application itself, but hard.
Okay.
I would,
So we have to send it to them.
right.
If they want a copy, now keep in mind, if you're going to send copies of that data sheet to them by email, you have secure email, because you would be emailing them potentially their name, address, date of birth, and Medicare ID. So either snail mail them if that's a concern to you, but I think most people probably isn't huge. And if you need secure email, you can go to sendinc.com, so that's www.sendinc.com, and for a whopping $50 a year, they provide you with secure, encrypted, military-grade system. If you have Gmail or if you use Outlook, they have a plug-in, so it'll integrate with your Gmail login or your Outlook. Anything else, you have to go to their website, sign in, and send it. But please do not send anything, and don't encourage your members to send you stuff by email. It's unsecure, so don't send their date of birth and their Medicare ID number by email while I'm on that subject. What you're saying, if we got that sending whatever, then we'd send it to their email address. What is, if you sign up for the secure email using that sendinc.com, then you needed to send anything to your client securely. That meaning it has their date of birth, their Medicare ID, their social, anything like that. The client will get an inbox invitation, and they have to go to the sending site and create a profile, okay? The reason they're creating a profile is to prove they are the intended recipient. It is not to sign them up for anything. Make sure your client understands that. It's to prove they are the intended recipient. Then they can access whatever you send them, print it out, what have you. They can reply back to you. Yeah, they can reply back to you. So if for $50 a year, I know a lot of you do other business, life and annuities and like that. You do Obamacare. You could very easily be talking to somebody and, hey, I need your whatever. Do not send that stuff via routine email. Got this little stuff.
Quick question over here. Over here.
If you had a portable printer with you, can you print at the time while you're there with the customer?
I could, yeah. Yeah. One of the, keep going. So, the ladies we have in Springfield are processing the applications. We're going to be monitoring. It's called and some of you have might have received this throughout the years. It's a pending application, and it's called an RFI, request for information. They get an email out to her and just say this application is pending because of, Ms. Page can't read the Medicare number. Their Part D is not in effect. I mean, there's several different ways. Yes, you will get from us. You'll all get that from broker services because an email goes out to the broker also from broker services. But we send it out because, we have a dog in this race. Because if your application doesn't go through, we're not going to get credit. Or it's not going to be active. So you're definitely on top of that also.
Can you use, something in the sacrosanct rules, CMS, if they've got a little thumb drive that they can plug into their USB, can you send a copy of the application?
It depends on yours. It's downloaded onto your computer.
And they say, can I have a copy of the application? I'm sure you got a thumb drive.
Yeah. Here, let's do this real quick. Some of the agents use a SIN a lot. Here in Canada, there's agents here that use exclusively. If there's a situation where they want a hard copy, they just pull an application. They fill it up, give them the carbon copy, and it's just done. They have a receipt in their hand.
Most people don't ask.
Okay, let's continue on. How many app tracker? Only a couple more hands. Remember, app tracker is your tool to track your business. If you're paid directly, to track your commissions. You can see what their status is. You submit an application. Well, I got a notification yet what's going on. You go on App Tracker, see where they are in our system, if they're activated or not. If you're, again, getting paid commissions directly, you can research your commissions, you can view your statements. You can history, so you can see all of your membership by just changing some date parameters. So keep in mind, App Tracker is obtained through the broker portal. Again, if it's the first time you're using it, you have to do a login, sign up for it. So please continue to use that. We already discussed the broker portal. In Studio, this will be available sometime soon. But in this, there are compliant marketing pieces that you have access to. All you have to do is plug your name and phone or address into it, and you actually order from that site, print from that site. You can upload a mailing list. You can mail from that site. If you're mailing use postage, obviously there's a cost there. But I would recommend it when it's available. It's almost, I think it's kind of late game to get this. You have your marketing plans at this time, right? But once it's there, you will have postcards, flyers with product specific and non-product. So there's just generic stuff in there too that won't say the Coventry name on them. Okay, so look for mails soon on that. I encourage you to use for your members, non-members, that benefits checkup. If you're not using this program, you're missing out. What this does, this endears those people to you, because if you can save them, $10, $100, $200 a year in different programs, they're going to come back to you. So please go to this site, this for your people. It takes 10 minutes to go through it. It's all online. There's no paper available. But by putting in their information, not their name, not their Social Security number, not their Medicare number, there's no personal information, it will actually disclose benefits that might be available to them with the links, addresses, the phone numbers, so they can apply for those. Again, you can save them money. That's it, right? They're going to keep coming back to you. We've had this checkout for many, many years. We have agents that use it, love it, and they get referrals from people that they help. Kits. You have to be ready to sell. I mentioned that before. So obtain those kits, you either go to the broker portal or the producer world. Broker portal is still up. It's simple. It's right on the first page. Just put the producer number in there. Many times so you can just picture it. Then you'll pick 17 or 16 kits. Obviously 17 at this point. In Kansas, Missouri, what do you want? Obviously our metro area, our metro plan covers Kansas, Missouri. So you can just pick either one. It doesn't matter because they're both on the same site. You can order PDPs, whether it be an AETNA PDP or First Health Part D, through that system also.
On that subject, please keep in mind that we do have here in the supply room 2016 product kits for Coventry as well as the other carriers. Additionally, those of you that are not sick of me talking about senior market sales sites, leave it message. You go to that site, and there's training on the YouTube channel to actually download PDFs of any stinking form you need. Some benefits, applications, AETNA Coventry on paper apps, they have that unique number right-hand corner. On the website, when you download a PDF of an AETNA Coventry app, their system creates a unique application number. So if you need two, you have to download two, so each one. So we play, guys. If you need supply, we'll get for you.
Okay. We've gone through some enrollment options. Send phone application. I don't really recommend phone applications, and the reason why. Usually can't be on the phone when they enroll with phone. Are you on that member, that potential member, to make sure they give out your name and your agent writing number? No. I expect you to do it. So the option for them to enroll, I don't recommend as an option for you as the agent. So then you have phone. Of course, you have the applications. Sorry, let me back up here. Include, if you're doing a HMO plan, include the primary care physician number on the HMO plan. Even though open access HMO, we still do require that a primary care physician and the PCP number be on the application. We would have that on the PPO. If you don't put it on there, it doesn't really matter. On the HMO, if it's not on the application, we're going to assign a doctor to that member. They get the card, and it's like, well, who's this Dr. Smith? It's just one less question that you have to answer down the road. As I mentioned, eligibility, you guys need name, date of birth, address, phone numbers, A and B numbers, including the numbers including the letter. You'd be surprised how many people forget to put the letter on there. Make you write end-stage renal, mark a box. Probably the number one reason the applications are pending. We even moved it. We moved it from the bottom of the second page to the top of the third page. So it's the first thing an agent still forget to mark that. Agent number. In order to get paid, we need an agent writing number on there. It's very minimum. Put your agent number. Mail somebody an application, mail them a blank, or a packet, don't mail a blank packet. Before it goes out, write your agent writing number on the application. In case you mail it in, it's still get to you.
One subject, last year you were recommending on the front page, upper right-hand corner of the Coventry app. In previous years, there was an actual spot there to write your writing number. Last year they removed that. Are you still recommending to go ahead and write their number up there anyway?
We've actually added it back,
Oh, okay. All right.
and there was complaints from all of the plans.
Really? Shot.
Yeah. So that was a corporate decision to remove the agent writing number at the top of the page on page 1, which is add back, but another complaint that all of the plans across the country had to corporate and put these together. We did it last year, but they said it's too late. Is back in the H and the PVP numbers.
Fabulous. So saying is last year, you know how Coventry has one app that you check the box for one of 8 plans?
And it's Advantage HMO on this side, Advantage HMO on this side.
Yeah, and you were like, okay. Previous years, they had the specific, hey, this is the 5009-001 or whatever. Last year, they took it off, and you're like, holy crap, I got to guess or take the cheat sheet. What he's saying is, on the 2017 Coventry app, if you're running a 2672-013, you'll have a box that says Coventry HMO H2672-013 to eliminate the guesswork. Fabulous.
Yes, there are many complaints and a lot of pending applications because of that.
I'm sure of it.
Yes.
Can you go back to the slide just before this one?
Just a reminder, Pat's going to send me this slide and I'll send it out to you. Oh, he's going to send it all. Yes.
Okay. Enrollment kits, they're pretty much since last year, everything's bound into, a kit that includes a star rating for 2016. As you know, the new star ratings don't come out until late October, which means if you have a kit, at that point we'll put in new star ratings for 17. But if you have a kit that reflects the 2016 star rating, we're going to send out emails to the agents to say, replace this star rating with this star rating. The kits that are ordered are the star rating is perforated. Just rip it out. Just send it in there and put it in the kit. We don't care. Just make sure in the new kit to stay compliant. Again, we'll have that commonly used drugs that I discussed earlier. That's going to be new. This year, we still have the guides, the comparisons like we had last year. They're not in the kits, so you have to order them separately. So ordering your kits online, you'll see kits, and you'll see price, and you'll see formularies. Formularies not in the kit. They haven't been for a couple of years. Just need a few formularies. A formulary every time you sign somebody up. They're going to get a formulary in their packet. When they're enrolled in the plan, they're going to get a formulary. But ordering guides also. What was that? It is a full formula. Yes. Speaking of Ridge, so, several years ago we chose not to, because of money, we could put that money into our benefits. The programs, went the way of the dodo about 3 or 4 years ago. Members will still get, after they're a member, they get a Ridge for their provider network. It's only a certain radius of their zip code. So keep that in mind. They will get that. No more books for anyone, not even agent copies. Never mind. Here. One application in there if you need 2. Order. I have extra applications. I've ordered you extra applications, so there'll be a stock of applications here. Turnaround time very important. 2 days, 2 calendar days, not business days. If you take an application on Friday at 11:59, well, that's Friday, not safe. So because it doesn't have a time on the application, it just has the date, right? So that's 2 calendar days. Take on Friday, we need to have it back to us Monday, not Monday, Monday, 2 calendar days. So I will say that it's like a three strikes you're out scenario here. So if you have 3 turnaround issues over a year, you could be terminated. You could be, lectured about it. And then the time period is per week. So if you have a really bad situation, you lost a bunch of applications in your car, they're sitting in your floorboard, 3 days later, oh, I got all that to get in. That only counts as 1 occurrence. Okay? So within a week, you have, 3 times per year, and that would just be 1 occurrence of those 3. The Ascend mobile application would take care of that for you. It's an instantaneous submission. Okay. Put it in the fax and then had to take off. Yeah, confirmation, if you're going to fax it, make sure it went through. I got 4 days later, that'd be an issue. Coordination of programs, of course, we have disease management programs for the diseases you see here. We have nurses in Kansas City that actually do outreach, home visits with our members also. Continuing customer service, of course. Customer service should be your number 1 line of defense as far as questions member have. I would say if customer service isn't giving you the answer you want, I can be your second line of defense because I have resources, also within customer service management that I have access to. Now, during AP, I'll be out quite a bit, so customer service should be your first call. Then, especially if the member isn't as loose as some of our members are, you might want to make that call with them. Once you have permission or get permission from customer service, you can basically take over the conversation at that point and get issues resolved from there. Customer service is going to be during lock-in, 8 to 8, 7 days a week from October 1st to February 28th. And then the ID card has their customer service number. It's actually the first number on the back of their ID card. ID card's available because they're going to ask for their ID number. Online tools, members have access, they can gain all of this stuff on their own. Most seniors become tech savvy. They really are, just the way it is. So they can create an account on the Coventry-Medicare.com website with My Online Service where they can go in, they can look up their doctors, they can see where their drugs fall within the formularies, and order on ID cards. They can look at their expression of benefits. Anything customer service can do, they can actually do by themselves. We're calling it customer service to obtain their information. I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah, you can see your claims and your explanation of benefits in there. Here. Services, I gave that number earlier. If you have a service-related question, don't call them. Just call them on broker issues. Commissions, app tracker, send, all that stuff that has to do with the broker. If you're calling in and, hey, this member activated, I don't know, call customer service. There's a claim this person has, can you look at it? I can't look at that. You need to call customer service. Remember, services, broker services. This is us. So, of course, Gail Meadows. So you had met Gail or heard her speak 2 weeks ago. So Gail Meadows, our sales leader. Dave Rose is also a sales leader, but he's down in Oklahoma and Arkansas. So if you have any products down there, plans, members, have questions, you can contact Dave. And then, of course, myself, the manager, we have Daryl Fankhauser. And most of you probably have Daryl. Daryl's been with a year. He's doing a great job. He came from sales, especially Medicare sales, so he had a great background before he even started with us. Gail Overton is the broker manager down in Oklahoma. You can see in here there's no broker manager for Springfield anymore because Dale and myself are covering Springfield, Joplin, Kansas City, and Topeka. We do have a broker manager in Wichita, and that's Chad. And then tech specialist, especially if you're looking for members you can't find in the app tracker, she would be a contact. I sent this application in, where's it at? Other than broker services, she might be a contact for you all. So she's at our Springfield office. Ready to off. Get that email. It says Part D in Heartland. Once you have that, you can order supplies. We will have presentations. I highly recommend, again, even on paper, the PowerPoint, but I recommend the video presentation. I have current members with Coventry, to retain that business, so they have to keep chasing them throughout AEP. Just give them a call. Hey, I'm looking at your Coventry benefits on 10 or after, of course. I'm looking at your Coventry benefits. I don't see any big changes. In fact, there's a couple positives. Let me go over those with you. If you have questions, give me a call. Don't let anybody else in the door. Just remind them that you are the agent. You're here to help them. And, please, if you enjoy my services or you feel like give service, ask me any questions. If somebody calls you, call me first. Of course, if you're referrals, send them to me because it's the time to enroll. And then getting through that broker, the presentations that are out there, pieces, that'll be open soon. Help our beneficiaries better understand their health care options so that they make the right decisions based on their needs. Their knowledge, there's a room full of here and expertise, and compassion to empower their clients to a healthier life. Okay, so it takes care of the formal part. Let's get to the benefits. Now again, we've had these out, but they're big old sheets, so we got we didn't get one of these last time. It's that rate. Pass these out. So this I'm passing out right here. Some of our plans have premiums, and some of if they have LIS, the percent they have, their premiums can be reduced based on LIS. Now we'll get that in a little bit. Let's go through this right here. Now. We're going on time. Well, Tuesday. That's all day. Okay, you got a cell phone. Okay, so this is much nicer than the ones we handed out. It's a little different format. Last year we had it in a, kind of this way. You had to turn on its side, and it was long and a little awkward here. So this year they decided to here. Okay, you can see on the front we have our service map. And again, we lost 2 counties on the Pulaski and Phelps, but that is the same footprint we had last year. Actually, Oklahoma last year they expanded. So Oklahoma City expanded last year. First page. So tell me the HOs were changing those plan codes. They went from H2672. This year you're going to see on the application 2663. And the second numbers are in there. Those are the county-specific information. So the first one there, the 027, which is the Wine.HMO. Not much changes in that. You can all see if there's anything that's in bold. That is a change from last year to this year. So, for example, observation, as you can see, there's a $300 copay, which I said that mimics the patient copay, the hospital copay. So, $300 copay, and as you can see above, the inpatient is 300 days 1 through 5. The Imaging is $195, $215. What I have 2 numbers there. So represents if you get your CAT scan in a are the doctor's office. The second number represents hospital. So if you get an MRI at a hospital, it's going to cost them $215. But if you want advanced imaging for an MRI, it's going to cost $95. So doctor's office versus hospital copay. Across the board. The other changes that you'll see on here, again, we went through this benefits a couple weeks ago, so I'm not going to hit every single one. Okay. So PPO, which is the third column, our zero PPO, went from 350 down to 300. Oh, so I'm pretty darn sure. Yeah, 350. Just going to try to here. I'm in 2017. So everything on 2016 I have remembered, it's gone. My brain is so big.
Forgive me just a minute, I've gotta run to a meeting, I've got 11:30 up in Gladstone, and I knew I was gonna have to do this, but Trish will still be here, Ed is here also to help with questions and what have you like that, but I just wanted to give Pat a big shout out for coming, and again, I apologize for the half hour delay due to technical and other issues, but, I really think we've got a great product with Coventry, and I hope to see a lot of business for them this year, so, anyway, everybody.
Thank you. Thanks, Daryl.
Good to see you. I'm not gonna stay longer.
Okay, again, trying to meet the benefits. The big changes, obviously our copay on our PPO went down. Another big change for 2017 is our $49 PPO plus plan. As you can see, it's gone down to $40. That PPO plus plan is also available in the area. Go down below, you have counties. You have plans, those counties, those plans are available to. You can go to the front of our map. So that's a big change also. I'm leaving Part D alone for a moment. Loan at the moment. And then of course we have our total care PPO plan in Topeka, which services Cotton O'Neill Clinics and Stormont Vale, and that went from $26 down to $0. So another positive change for Coventry 2017. The total care is the Stormont Vale plan. Which has $0 monthly premium. The same is somebody in Topeka that wants to go to St. Francis, then they have a PPO Plus plan for $40 a month available to them. And below you can see the counties available. I got the questions, I have a person lined up, and I sign up for a PPO. Well, the answer is no. And we're given this information here where it says Wyandotte County, the only one, Wyandotte County is the Wyandotte HMO. Let's go to the Part D section. So right at Part D it says, coverage in the gap for tiers 1 and 2. And that is for both our HMO and our PPO plan. So you see it here. There, you just passed it. You see there, coverage in white. Coverage in the gap for tiers 1 and 2. It's all across. So every one of our plans, including the PPO, including Springfield, including Topeka, including Oklahoma and Arkansas, they have coverage gap, coverage 1 and 2, which is here, and we're pretty proud about that. So down below there, let's go to the PPO. I was at the PPO plan, the $0 PPO, and you can back and forth between all the plans. PPO is our most popular plan right now. We far sell the PPO, especially in the Kansas City area, than anything else. So for the $0 PPO, which is the third, our fourth column, the 1608-016, going down to the Part D. For further detail, for a 30-day supply would be $2 on a tier 1. But if they 90-day supply right below that, it's going to be $0 copay. If they do a non-preferred or standard pharmacy, they go to CVS. The 30-day supply is going to be $10. to get a 9-day supply is gonna be $30, 3 times 90. So if you go to Walmart, Walgreens, Hy-Vee, Kmart, Costco, those preferred pharmacies, or the mail order, for the mail order, the 9-day and preferred cost is $0 for tier 1 versus $12 to CVS for that 9 days. So a big savings there. You need to let people know. You go to CVS, go to CVS. They're a network because you're going to pay a higher cost. Point out to them. We want to spend money. Contracts in place. We're going to pay it no matter what. Let's have our members take advantage of that. Tier 2, it's a copay preferred. $15 copay, paid preferred. Then $20 for a 30-day. 9-day, it would actually be $60 for 9 day at a standard pharmacy, compared to $15 at that preferred pharmacy for 90 days. It's part of using the preferred providers. And if you can read it from there as far as the cost of medications on each tier, preferred, retail, day, or non-preferred. Below silver seekers are course including all our plans that I said before. Let's go to this OTC. The OTC benefit, that's the vitamins and the aspirin and the painkillers, all that stuff, the $10 per month, per member per month, available on the HMO plans only, not the PPO, as you can see following this across. So here, the Wine.HMO and the Kansas City O has that benefit. Go for the PPO and HMO plans, except for the PPO Plus and the Total Care plan, have that new, the dental and vision. Remember the print's gone up a little bit? As you can see on the PPO Plus, as well as the Total Care PPO, it says dental 500, right? So what's between the OSB and the $500 dental? Well, the OSB is net-driven, like I had said. They have to go to the network. There are specific benefits, like the cleaning and the X-ray. Those are included in those benefits. The $500, that's not a dental benefit. It's just a reimbursement. So you have to go. They could go anywhere. There's a network involved in that. But for the preventive services, the cleaning, perio, just a general cleaning, X-ray, and the exam itself, up to $3 a year. So they're probably going to get both of their cleanings at that point. When I say free, they have to pay front. The dentist does not submit the bill. They pay and resubmit to us on the claims address on the back of their ID card. You won't. How many people submit that dental reimbursement through their dentist and it gets denied? So again, save off the problems and the questions down the road for you. Make sure you explain that difference between the dental, driven, and dental reimbursement. Okay. Those are pretty much highlights of the plan. Going over. I do want to point out spray and lab work. There was 10 or 20% co-insurance, right? You see on this page, except for the Total Care PPO and Topeka, now it's a $0 copay. So that work done, they're not going to get an extra $3 co-insurance, a bill from the doctor. It's just going to be a $0 copay. The imaging, again, those are the MRIs, CAT scan, the nuclear. It was at 20% last year, and now it's going to go to a copay, which is it. I'm going on to the back here.
And the impact or corrected that on imaging, just to clarify for everybody, the difference on the copay depends on if they do the standalone imaging or if they have it at the hospital. Ireland's going to be the hospital. Okay.
The bigger the building, the bigger the charge.
There you go. I'll have to remember that one. On the back, you'll have this. I want you to, this your tool. This should be with you at all times. If you use it, this is not for the member to see, it's broker only. Because you have the plan comparisons that you'll put in front of them. This is your tool. This is Speed Dental. Make sure that's benefits. Explain the OTC over-the-counter benefit in here also. A max of $10, no more, could be less, and how they would get those services. And then, of course, quick references. You were asking about those links. Provider searches, have in there, so we're sneakers. All right. Actually, our team, our operations put this together a couple years ago when we started using this. And guess what? The whole country uses this now because of our operations. So I'm pretty proud of them for putting this together. Any questions on the pension or the benefits for 2017? No? Well, thank you. We're out the boss here. Bring out the liquor now, right? Here. Well, thanks for coming. If you have any questions, I'll be around. I'll sit here until the last person's gone if I have to.
I got a question.
Yeah, one over here.
I'm brand new to the market, it's usually keep things simple for me. I'm in Cass County down south, that's where I'm gonna, I'm new to this, and I'm from down around Peculiar, Harrisonville, Cass County, so that's where I'm gonna be primarily focusing. So just trying to think simple for me, I mean, I really just need to kind of pay attention to these.
First one here, because that's Cass County.
Okay.
Not every county along the border,
Two of your top,
Yes.
okay.
One of the unique features of the footprint is these outlying counties, like Benton, for example. You guys are game in town, basically down there. The other ones that operate there are coming from the other direction. A lot of people in those counties want to use Kansas City
Right.
as their touch point, and so the other ones we have, if you do a search, Coventry's the only one that comes up for those counties.
That's a good point.
It's a good plan.
Yes, that's a good point. I will say that as for providers, like they're in Benton County, they can come to Kansas City, those are in our St. Louis, right? But we have, with St. Louis, they have a network, but since those hospitals and doctors, especially the hospitals, are in Missouri, the way I filed it, we actually in-network access to, Columbia, to like Barnes Jewish. So they want to go Barnes Jewish. I mean, it's not something we're advertising, but they do have the ability to go Barnes Jewish and HMO and PPO and have in-network services. So keep that. PPO, yeah. So,
Yeah, I had a client that was, when we see him up, he had a letter from people under Social Security that he signed up for A and B. And they didn't have to deduct it from Social Security, it was getting bills for B. About 9 months later, saying your stuff is canceled, you haven't, because you haven't paid the bills. I mean, what do you do in this situation?
well, I'm going to go back to Social Security and say, I didn't pay it, can I back pay it? Usually they'll let them back pay it and reactivate that Part B all the way back.
I told him that, but he hasn't gotten back to me yet.
Return from a plan, like Tree, for example, because they didn't pay their Part B, Medicare said, you need to kick this person out because they're not paying the Part B. Once their Part B is established again, let us know, let me know. I can go to enrollment, and it's likely they can just get him back into the plan with no break. Assume he gets his Part B.
Look at the average. Well, they're usually pretty good about it.
Is it money? I'll do it. Yep, and that's, other thing we see as far as that's concerned, yes, that's an issue. I would say that, a lot of people get that late enrollment penalty, the letters and notifications, and they ignore them, then they get labor points, a mess to fix. I say, just again, to save yourself some time and hassle, either sign somebody up that's over 65, 67, 8, 70, whatever, and they've always had group coverage. So, they will be getting a letter from us and asking them what coverage they have. If they ignore it, CMS is going to put a late enrollment penalty on them.
Don't we have some kind of notation, close notation that says, you know, they have critical coverage?
Asking if you have other coverage. That's to see who's going to be primary, secondary. But no, you will get a letter. If you do not respond to this letter, you will have a late enrollment penalty. So, given, you've disclaimed it, you give them the information, if they get it, then they fix it, and it's, 2 or 3 month process. Yes. Well, thank you for letting me come in today. Okay. And get ready to sell. And you know who you are.
And so this concludes the webinar for today as well. So thanks for everybody that joined in that way. Have a good day.
I have lots of those. I want you to have those in the all the time. I gave a bunch of Daryl's.
Meeting number